Welcome back to The Reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Planks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
All right, buddy.
We are here to talk the hottest show in reality TV right now, Love is Blind Season 4. This is the season finale. You can tell it is bright and early. Brian and I woke up. We were both on location. We made sure, though, to get this recording out to you guys ASAP. Make sure you were subscribed here on YouTube. Also on TikTok, we cover things on there as well, news stories, clips from the shows, and anything in between the live updates. Brian, we did a lot of predicting over the last few weeks. We were singing doom and gloom. Gloom. Love is not blind. And look, 3 married couples, Brian. We had 5 going in, I guess, right to this week to know what was going to happen. Or 4 going into this week.
4, yeah. No.
We had 3 out of 4 say yes. So
yeah, I'm surprised. I said 1 out of 4. So
I mean, before we go into it, I guess this is good for the show. We talked about this. This is really good for the health of Love is Blind. We were really worried that if you have another season of maybe only one couple making it / no couples making it, if you're Love is Blind season 2, the whole premise of the show starts to get shaky. So I'm going to tell you, my biggest surprise was Kwame. I just thought he was telegraphing all season. He laughed every time anyone asked him if he was going to say yes. But he did it. Like, good for him. I did see something on Twitter this week where someone's like, oh, he posted about his job and it's in Seattle. And I was like, okay. That's a pretty good juicy one, because this is like real life people. What did you think about that? And what were your kind of bigger surprises?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised about Kwame. Like, that was definitely obviously the cliffhanger one. But yeah, I didn't think he was going to say yes, because he hates Seattle. But I guess if you're saying he works there, like, he's got to eventually, it's probably easier for him for commuting, or if you got to go in the office like some of us are. But not my biggest surprise, but like, I was super happy about Tiffany and Brett's. Like, that to me was like a normal wedding.
Yeah,
it had the vibes of like they had known each other for a while. Like, people were talking in the crowd and clapping, and like, it just felt to me like a real genuine wedding. And I actually really enjoyed that. Like, I was like, this is, like you said, this is good for the show. That might be the best wedding that to date on the show, the genuine realness of it.
Oh my! Well, her parents are awesome. His family, but like, even just like the conversations, it reminded me of like my wedding day in certain respects, right? Like, I think my dad came and like hung out for a little bit, and I think gave me a gift like day of my wedding, right? Like, it's definitely a very, like, I'm sure, like, I know, like, they went over and saw like my wife, and then vice versa. Like, I remember all those things like happening. So it felt very genuine. But we've known that since like the pods, though, right? Like, they are normal people. They're old souls. Like, he's chill. Like, I like him. He seems to me, he's like, I didn't grow up with really anybody. Now I like buying sneakers. I'm like, me too, bud. Like, it's like, I relate to you. You're pretty, he's like us too. He seems like very practical, right? Like, he very much, how his approach to life was. He's like, I didn't just go have like kids. I didn't just go get married. Like, I took my time and just made sure I had some sort of a base before I like jumped into life. And I do think that's important, because a thing that people have been saying online, and I wonder if that'll change now after this week. I'd have to check their ages, but there's a petition online that they want that there'd be a requirement that you have to be 30 years old to be on the show, that 20-somethings are a ways to be on the show.
I mean, I can get behind that, because then you actually people want to be there to be married. I mean, I get, like, when you're young, you want to be on TV. Like, that's a lot of draw, the shows that we watch. Like, how real are people on here? But I don't think it's a bad requirement, because the whole point of the show is you want to get married and actually want it to be successful. I just want to say one more thing on that. Like, the ultimate smoke screen of, I like, remember we were worried, like, oh, it might not work, and he's just mad about the suit. Like incredible. Like, they tricked us. I never
very good teasing. He was fine.
Like, thank God for Lucia. She came in and saved the day and cleaned that thing right up.
They made it seem like she was going to be like cold feet. I didn't even catch the moment they were even teasing with. I was like, what?
Oh, for her crying, it was just her at the altar, like, just happy. Like, how they kept showing, like, she was just, they were just in the moment. Like, it's a total understandable moment. You're up there like, I can't believe this is happening, and you just cry. You look sad, but you're really not.
The soundtrack of their life, you know what I mean? Like, the soundtrack of the background is what did everything, right? So again, overall, really happy for Brett and Tiffany. Happy for Kwame and Chelsea too. I mean, they didn't show much of that wedding. They showed, like, I think literally combined like 3 minutes of their wedding.
Yeah, because it really just was the decision. Like, there's not really, it didn't have, I don't know, like his mom wasn't there. So I guess like you're kind of missing, like you can't pan to the families like you did for Brett and Tiffany. Like I felt like that's like the real legit, like everyone was happy there. It's just like, you're not going to get that. You're missing half the people.
There probably wasn't really drama with the people that were there.
Yeah.
Right? The people that were there were fine with it. I'm very curious to hear about that on Sunday night. I'm very curious.
That's the thing. Like I think Brett and Tiffany will be together. Like I will be legit shocked and actually upset.
No, I'm talking about with Kwame. How we talked about his wedding.
Oh yeah.
With the mom. I mean,
I'm
mom
still
definitely one of the
top
searing moments that I wanted to hear about. We have to transition. Let's go over to Micah and Paul. This was one that we both said that I think last week we both said. Did we say no?
I said you said yeah. You're like, and I was like, I don't think so, and then you switched.
Yeah, okay, this is the one that I flip-flopped on. Yeah, because and I'm glad I did, because about 6 seconds into them being around him on, he just kept being like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope I make the right call. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm like, yes, you do, dude. You're like, you're analyzing the hell out of this right now. Like, there is no shot. You were about to give that freaking friend of hers like the happiest day of her life, like the happiest day of her life. And I did feel bad for Micah, but I also felt like Micah knew this was coming. That's why she pulled the chess move, made him say she wasn't going to get chumped. I thought that's the sign of someone, Brian. Unlike a lot of the other shows we cover, the signs of someone who's watched the show before they went on the show. It's like, oh, no, sir. You are not doing this to me. Like, no producer was going to come running in and go, no, time out. You can't do that. Like, it was a very good move. And I'm sure they were like, the camera guys were like I want to be a camera guy for one of these shows for one season, just to see if I can hold my own reactions in behind the camera, hold it steady like the whole time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you said about that though, I kind of think she was like yucking it up a little bit for the camera. Like I felt like she just was like, just her storm off, and like in the middle of him talking, she just walks away, and then like I definitely feel. Do I feel bad? I don't know if I feel like totally bad for her as like you do, but I don't really buy her. I don't really think that I don't think she's what she appears. I think she will be on, what's it called? The show that we watch, Perfect Match.
Oh, she's a candidate. A great Perfect Match person. No. Remember, we thought Kwame and Chelsea were going to be on Perfect Match. So
yeah, I mean, I thought Kwame was perfect, but I think she's a front runner.
Oh, for sure. She would be great. No, and then I said Jackie and what's his name? Not Marshall. Well, Marshall for his own.
Oh, Josh.
I want all three of them. I want all three of them. You know what I mean?
If they're not together. They'll be at the reunion for sure.
We're not going to talk about Jackie this week, everyone. Sorry. We're saving that for Sunday night's reunion. Yeah. They thankfully didn't dive in. We did get a shout out from Marshall. Good dude. Showed up at Brett's wedding. Really cool. It seems like they're boys. And again, what's cool about the show is they live in the same city, right? So these people actually get to be friends, right? It's not just like, oh, you're in Florida, I'm in LA, like we'll hook up here and there. Like they're literally probably live in the same neighborhood, and they end up living in the same building, right, for a while. So like in the same street, like it's pretty cool.
Yep.
I texted you this morning, Brian, when we first got up early before we like started our days, and we're like, I don't like the episode title.
It's too revealing. Like, like.
Well, we thought it was revealing.
What's that?
It was forever bliss, right? Question mark.
Eternal
bliss.
Yeah. Oh, she's saying yes.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I saw the question mark, I went, uh-oh. I went, oh no. And then it was the very last one, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, are they gonna carpet bomb this, like the season, like good vibes that these episodes generally had, like. And they didn't. They are together. Remember, my theory was if you see him on social media, especially TikTok, he's like super beardy and looks like a homeless person right now. So, I mean, I guess technically they could be broken up now. I didn't like look into anything since I watched at 7 a.m. this morning, but like, I'm happy. They were a good match. I'm happy for her. I'm also happy for her in the respect that like she really stood up for it, and like I didn't want to see like her family. I told you so. Her straight up.
Yeah, I thought her dad was more. I get in the moment with last week. Like he was definitely like, "What is this?" He seemed like a dad, more like a dad today. It's like when they're about to walk out. I'm not going to give him a hard time about it.
I think there's part of it. I think about like you, and I think some of my other friends that are already dads, and I even think about like my own father, and just like that initial thing, you almost, especially because you have the cameras there, like you're gonna do it for the camera, right?
Oh yeah,
like, you're not gonna have any of your friends see it and be like, bro, you were such a
you're not
soft on him.
Yeah,
you know, don't be soft. So like, I do get that too. Like, I 100% do. So I'm not dogging it, but I didn't want more. So I didn't want to see that play out on camera. You know what I mean? The possibility of that playing out on camera. Same thing with like the Micah stuff. That's why I'm glad they didn't overindulge with like the friends and stuff like that.
She still got
smiling in the crowd during it. It's just like, be respectful. Even that moment, your friend is hurting. Like, I know you wanted it, and in the long term, it may be good for her, but like, I could never smile in that moment.
Right. She even is like, oh, this is exactly how I want it to be. It's like, all right, Shelby.
It just sucks. I just hate that for people. I hate her to have to watch it too. As like a friend, like going back, like Micah watching that. Like, I wonder if like it bothers her. You know, I would bother me. I would
find out on Sunday.
Dude, that's the best part about the show, Brian. We get to find out on Sunday night. Let's go.
Sunday. Because like this episode was fine, but it's not like the first couple weeks. Like,
it's never the best episode.
Yeah. So like that's why like we don't need to wait that long. We only have to wait like literally like less than 2 days. It's good.
Would you agree with me that because of the new format now, with maybe I'm assuming going forward them doing these reunions, that it would be better to have the wedding attached to last week? Like, I would want to see the momentum.
Oh yeah, like we had no time.
Yeah, dude. We get the bachelor parties, 2 episodes of the weddings. Boom. Next week we get the reunion. I think the momentum. I felt like it was because it was so.
Oh, you mean like a week's time?
No, like, so I think like all you need to do is attach this episode in with last week's episodes, and then the next week would just be the reunion. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Like, so like, okay, I get what you're saying.
Just have a single one-off.
Fair enough.
Because if you're going to stretch it out, if you're going to put the reunion on the same weekend anyway, you're not getting an extra week out of it, right? If they were going to do the reunion next week, then it's like a 5-week event, right? But it's a 4-week event still because they attached it 2 days.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So put that in the comments. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think that it should stay the format? Again, that's a micro complaint. I just think about like how I would have felt. I think I would have liked having that arc last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning thinking it was going to be like super dramatic, and it wasn't. And that's not a crazy complaint, but like there's parts of it I think there could have been highs and lows of last week. So you could have like started the last week with like the Jackie drama and then ended up with a happy ending, right? That would have been a nice, like crazy journey to go on in like a 4-hour binge session. Like, and that's how we're all watching it. Let's be fair. There's not probably many of you watching here that are getting like an episode in here, an episode in there. You're watching the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I let me know that in the comments too. If you guys actually are piecing it out, how that experience is, because I couldn't imagine watching this show pieced out. I just have to watch it.
Definitely not.
Boom, done.
For sure.
Sunday night we will be here. The reunion airs 8:00 Eastern time. Probably, I would assume, go a little bit over to 9-ish. Brian and I will hit the record button as soon as it airs. I may be in a car, but it will get recorded. Thank God for the Netflix mobile app. So we'll be good. Check out everything else we're covering this week. Brian's been doing a great job with the guys this week. I've been kind of running around like a crazy person, but Survivor, Farmer Wants a Wife, Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance the other way. We also will be doing Jersey Shore at some point over the weekend. And then we'll get back into our normal cadence next week, and you guys will see a lot more of me. But until the next episode, the reunion on Sunday, for myself and Brian, as always, thank you. Peace.